We're in France, but is this the village of Beauty and the Beast? Well, then find out by watching this video to the end.
So here I present you a village that I've been dying to visit for the past 2 years. This eye-catchy appearance with the church at the rock and the village beneath immediately caught my interest to travel here. Furthermore, as you all know, I'm a village lover, and this here is actually considered being one of the most beautiful villages of France. The village can be accessed from 3 sides: the principal gate at the upper part of the main village, the gate at the bottom side, or from the top by hiking down to the church.
So this here is the photographer's corner. I can tell you why, because you can see the village, the valley, the castle, the church. Really iconic, and it kind of gives you a drone's perspective from up here.
The main part of the village is at the bottom of the church. There's this long alley with numerous shops. As you're strolling around, you'll soon notice that this village is very pristine. In fact, you're in one of the most popular medieval villages of France. The alley at times can be quite crowded. We'll be later sharing of how you can avoid the crowds and best enjoy visiting this village. At many of the shops you can get artisan products such as pottery for in your kitchen, wooden deco items, soaps or nougat, a typical sweet sold in France. Souvenirs that are specific to this village would be t-shirts showing the town, postcards, as well as specialties from the region.
I really like this shop here, La Cure Gourmande, so you can get a lot of sweets in here. And what's very particular for the region of Rocamadour and Département du Lot are their nuts, so make sure you get some cookies like those here with nuts. By the way, it's AOP, that means it's a protected brand.
This village is absolutely charming, sort of feels like it could be a perfect set for a Harry Potter movie, but even more, this village could be from the Beauty and the Beast. In fact, this very popular story is a French fairy tale. This place really has its Beauty and the Beast vibe, as the atmosphere in there is very medieval. All houses, they look very old, small and humble, as it was typical during the medieval period. And then, very dominant, is this big church above the village. This church is not a normal one, it is a very important monument of Christianity and considered one of the pilgrimage sites for Roman Catholic Christians.
Now, answering the question whether this village is the place of the Beauty and the Beast, I really wish it was. Unfortunately, it's not. Belge is not from here, but I do have to say, with the medieval vibes, there's really some spirit of this beautiful movie present in here. And by the way, the name of this village is called Rocamadour. It's one of the most beautiful ones in France. You can see this massive rock and the buildings, very impressive. Because of this, I really feel this would have been a great setting for the Beauty and the Beast movie. Too bad it was not shot in here. But nevertheless, you should definitely come here. The village is outstanding. It is very touristy, so do not come here in July and August. It's going to be full of people. When you come here in May, which is just now, then there are not too many people and the crowds, it's really bearable.
Belle might not be from here, but that does not change anything about this place being a true fairy tale village. Once an important site for religious pilgrimage, I'm going to explain a little bit more about the history after this. This village is now a magnet for tourism. During summer holidays in July and August, Rocamadour will be very much crowded. Thus, I suggest to visit this place during May or early June when it's still going to be low season. And of course, the earlier in the morning you arrive in here, the less people will be around. You can tell that up from 10:30 am to 5 p.m. there will be a lot of people, but outside of this time span, it's certainly quite relaxed. Definitely very much worth is to explore this village during sunset and dusk when the colors start to shine. Most of the visitors will already have left from here, the rest is dining, and that's exactly when you can explore Rocamadour as if it was a hidden gem. Without tourists, you soon will notice that this village is actually not that large and also a bit of a different kind of a village. Certainly due to its unique location at the base of the rock.
My videos always keep telling you that you should be visiting the side alleys when you go to the villages, but in this one here I can tell you there are none, so there's just one big lane, this one here. Because of that, the village is actually quite quickly explored. Now if you go up to the church, and of course there's a lot more to see, and then this place here is all about the views. So I would say 2, max 3 hours should be good enough.
Now, the village with this long lane is very charming. One of the main attractions of it, however, is this large church that has a long and still not fully resolved history. To access the church, you for example can hike down from the top of the hill. The path is really easy, it will take you roughly 5 to 10 minutes, or you can take these stairs from the village to Essen. For those who are impaired or too weak to hike up, there is even an underground elevator. For that, however, you'll have to pay.
We just arrived here at the sanctuary. It's a church. It's a very holy place for Roman Catholics. And from here we also have quite a nice view over the village. And then over there, that's l'Hospitalet. There are actually 2 legends, and it's not sure which one is actually true. The first one is that Zaccheaus from Jericho, from the Holy Land, he made all his way here to Amadour. He took the name of Amadour in French, which is also the name of this village here. And they found his corpse in 1162, and it is believed that this was his corpse. He has built a chapel here, which made this place very holy. But then the other legend is that the chapel was built by the Bishop Amadour of Auxerre. Then the original chapel, it was destroyed during the Reformation. They destroyed all the relics except for one, the Black Madonna, which can be still seen in today's church. It was built centuries later. After the Reformation, Rocamadour became relatively unimportant. Even this place here was looted in the French Revolution. But then in the 19th century it was revived. That's when they rebuilt this church. And still today it's an important place for pilgrims. Not as important as in the past, but this is because Rocamadour is on the way to the St. James Trail in Spain.
The church complex is quite larger than you might think it is. There's the yard, the interior, the main room of the church, and also the chapel just immediately next to it with the relic, the Black Madonna, and even another chapel that is only reserved for people praying. Certainly, the entire village of Rocamadour is uniquely located. Let's take a closer look at how the village looks like in total.
In here we have the miniature of the village of Rocamadour. So at the bottom, that's the actual village. It's just one large lane. And then here you have the church, which is the important pilgrimage site. And it's also one of the primary reasons why people have been coming here for centuries. And today it's because of tourism. And on top of the hill you have the castle, which is here. And with this very massive rock, it looks really impressive. And I have to say, it kind of reminds me a little bit of the guest house of Eschol in Switzerland.
Rocamadour is probably the most beautiful village of France, but it's also a great base for experiencing a lot more places nearby. More about those in the upcoming videos.
Wow, I have to say Rocamadour here in France is a really beautiful village. Great visit. Now if you want to see more villages like this, then I'm going to see in this video. Otherwise, I'll see you over there.